But a topic that keeps coming up recently is since the worsening of the Ukraine situation is which side should Muslims support? And this is by no means clear from what I remember of the discussions on the topic are, but it seems pretty straightforward to me about which side Muslims should support. And it must be that you should support the least un-Islamic side. That's pretty obvious, isn't it? So we Muslims even have a book that they can refer to about Islamic principles of warfare and defensive wars, and but I think if they looked it up, it becomes obvious. So on the one hand, Islam doesn't forbid imperial wars, but it also says only defensive wars are allowed. And according to Russia, they would say it's a defensive war, but according to Western media, it's military aggression. And therefore, you need to look into the history of these countries to know, to learn which side has been militarily aggressive. And so you should listen to both sides. We know what the Western media say about Putin, but he did make quite a good speech on the 24th of February, giving the background to the invasion, and I thought he explained it very well in his speech on the 24th of April that you can see in The Spectator. You can read it in English. I wonder how many Muslims actually take the trouble of listening to Putin's speech, or will they just go to, a report here, a report there? I think, that Putin's speech must be the first go-to source of information. You need to read the primary source of what Putin thinks he is doing, and if you're persuaded, then I guess you'd be on his side, and if you don't find his reasons convincing, then you would have to accept the NATO side. And the NATO side is that Putin did it, how dare he, and it was a war of aggression, there was no reason to do it. But really, I would say it's somebody with his back to the wall, fighting back. I have used the analogy already to your hostile neighbour who tears down the fence between your properties. So if you don't react to that, then I guess you're going to be a pushover, and then he can come and take over your land because you're not going to do anything. So I look upon it as purely defensive. But I wonder how many Muslims, or indeed anyone, would think to read Putin's speech of the 24th of February before they jump to conclusions.